All right. Welcome back to the FNG pod. It's been a minute, been quite a minute. Life changes, hence the reason why we'll be doing our future episodes uh virtually. How you been, bro?
My life, I'm healthy. Can't complain.
I agree. That's good. How you feel about Arsenal right now at the top of the league?
Elephant on the tree.
What do you mean, elephant on the tree?
Recent performances don't look good.
Hmm.
It started with Sunderland. We said Sunderland at home, they're a good team. Going there is a good result. Okay, fine. And then he went to Spurs. We beat Spurs. Everybody's happy. We beat Bayern. Everybody's happy. And then came Chelsea. You're one of the best teams in Europe. You play. It doesn't matter who your opponent is. They have 10 men. It's okay to draw the game, but the manner in which we drew the game was the problem. We didn't look like the better side at all during the entire game. People say it's injuries, is this, is that. Okay, fine, whatever. And then it goes to Aston Villa. Aston Villa, we get beat. People say it's Aston Villa. People say they're a good team. Okay, fine. And then Wolves. Now I'm expecting Wolves to be, oh, this is going to be run of the mill. We're just going to run them ragged. And then we struggle against Wolves. Now I understand the dynamics of the games are different. Wolves is packing the bus and everything. But for a team that is tipped to be one of the best teams in Europe, you don't struggle. You don't look bad against a team like Wolves.
Right.
You don't. So we're still top of the league, we got the win, which is important, but it's not looking good. I think right now Aston Villa look better than us, City looks better than us, and I think our work in the past is why we're still ahead. But the last 6, 7 weeks, we're not the best team in the land.
Okay. Well, I pulled up the Premier League table so we can do a full, I guess, diagnosis of what we're talking about here. You guys are 2 points ahead of Man City. Obviously, like you mentioned, they are in a bit of a better run of form. I'd say they looked very good away to Crystal Palace, and I don't think West Ham will be a match for them really. You guys do have Everton, they're a strong team, but if you play, your best football, you guys should be fine, I think. I mean, uh, Aston Villa, I think I'd say they'd be the best. What? They'll be the most informed team in the league right now.
Probably the whole world right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about the world, but
I
I
mean,
think
there's no
I
better. They've not lost a game in all competitions in like the last 11.
right, right. So they're looking very good because I'd say in the old world we're looking up talking about Bayern.
The
Bayern
Bayern
probably
is
the
dropping
best
points.
team.
Bayern is drawing. Aston Villa is straight W's.
Well, I'm looking at the next match, which is against Man United.
Mhm.
They're playing at home. I think they'll win.
I expect them to win, yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll win. Primarily because United are losing so many players to AFCON. At least the entire right side, talking Ahmad,
Umbumo.
Mbomo, Masraoui. Those are big misses, right? Chelsea. My thing with Chelsea is I'm not really sure if they're bad or they're good. They're a mix of both.
Yes.
And I think it also reflects in their play, but I would say this, they find a lot of ways to win games.
I think the thing with Chelsea is Chelsea's players, they they suffer from complacency. When they're playing good opponents, they show up. When they're playing weaker opponents, they tend to come down to the opponent's
To the
skill
level of the
level.
opponent. It's kind of like
So
it's almost like today when they played
Cardiff.
Cardiff, right? And there was no reason for them to struggle, especially with all the mistakes Cardiff kept making.
Mm-hmm.
The goalkeeper was his name again, Trot.
Mm-hmm.
Gifts, give them a bunch of gifts, and they did
They
not
were
come.
trying to play out of the back, but they kept playing themselves into trouble repeatedly, and they kept going.
Right,
I mean, I
right.
guess there's a method to the madness, but
I mean, I thought they made for a good game.
mm,
I actually enjoyed watching the part of the second half that I did.
it made for for a fun game. I'll give them that. As a Cardiff fan, if I was a Cardiff fan, I would be living life on the edge because every time the goalie
Now,
gets
I
the
mean,
ball,
how many times a week would they play against Chelsea? So,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
Crystal Palace, they started off pretty hot and then something happened and they just tailed off.
What happened? What losses do they have? Can we check what losses they've had?
I mean, they had the most recent one against
Manchester City.
Manchester City, and this one was
Hmm.
against Man United. I'm not sure who these two wins were against. However,
When you lose to United and Manchester City, it's not really.
no, I think what let me go ahead and look. If I see what they played, I'll most likely remember. If I see what they play, I'll most likely remember because I remember, yes. So this match could have gone either way because at 1-1, Fulham had opportunities to put this game away. Really, I mean, it made sense. I was just about to say that. So McGahey got player of the match. It was man of the match. They had to do some serious defending. So if I think I remember watching the second half of that game, then I watched the highlights of the first half, and Fulham should have won.
Mm.
So they're not. I think if you can convert your chances against them, you can beat them.
Against Crystal Palace.
You can beat them.
Man City sure does that.
Oh yeah, but however, see, right now, Man City, they're in a spot. They're in a spot where their defense is beginning to keep clean sheets. And as long as they keep doing that, and Erling Haaland does what Erling Haaland does,
How many clashes in a row do they have?
they're a big threat. Let's take a look. But
We know
I'm not
Palace.
exactly sure. I know Palace for sure. Let's look at all matches. I know Palace for sure. It's not. Let me
I
see.
don't care if they keep many clean sheets, honestly.
Actually, they've kept quite a few. They have kept quite a few. Let me see if I can pull up their.
They considered to Leeds. They considered to Fulham.
Oh, the Fulham game was crazy. Remember that
Yeah,
Fulham game? I thought it was at 5-3, 5-4,
5-4. Yeah,
five
from
four
5-1.
from 5-1. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we know they considered to Fulham. We know they considered to Leeds. We know they didn't consider to Palace. After Fulham, who did they play in between? They played the week that Arsenal lost to Villa. Who did they play? Sunderland. They did not consider Sunderland.
Let's look at it.
Yeah, they did not consider Sunderland. So two clean sheets in a
Sunderland.
row.
I mean, actually, they've considered pretty well. So Liverpool clean sheet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a decent clean sheet.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
They considered 2 to Leeds. Okay, so
And then
I think I take that back.
4 to Fulham.
They've recently only kept a couple clean sheets.
Yeah, only two. That's what I was
However, they
shocked.
did look very good
Amazing.
against
Amazing.
Man City, against I think Man City, against Real Madrid, and they look really good against Crystal Palace.
Real Madrid game, they look good, but that Real Madrid game, it's not a good measure for Manchester City because they played Real Madrid. The club is the club, but the players on the field for Madrid were not. It's not Madrid's preferred 11. They weren't even close to Madrid. I think there were only like maybe three proper Madrid starters in that game. Vinicius was there, Federico was there, and Courtois was there.
Okay, I mean, I
Oh,
can't,
Rudiger was there. Rudiger was there.
I remember Kylian being on the bench.
Yeah, Kylian was on the bench. Rodrigo played that game. Vinicius played, I know that. But in the midfield, they were severely handicapped. There was no Camavinga, no Tchouaméni. Jude was there though. I guess Jude was there too.
And how about Liverpool? I tell you this, bro. Hate watching Liverpool has been awesome the last few weeks.
It has, but I think they're starting to turn the corner. I think the form is coming back slowly. Um, and I think it's largely because I believe Slot has figured out that Ekitike just needs to start the games, not Isak.
I mean, it's going to take Isak some time to.
But what I don't understand is why it's taking him so much time. He came from the Prem.
No, he hadn't played.
And how long? He didn't play for as long as Gyökeres didn't play.
And Gyökeres hasn't been doing that much better,
Well, I guess that is a fair point.
right? I mean, unless you want to say Gyökeres has hit the ground
No,
running, which he
that's a
hasn't.
fair point, but it's been 16 games. So, like, as much as I want to say Isak is struggling, you already know I said that Gyökeres is struggling. I think both of them have been severely underperforming this year. 16 games in, you shouldn't be still looking for fitness.
I don't think it's about fitness. I think it's more about understanding
The
what's
team,
needed. And Newcastle is a big club in their own right, but it's not Liverpool,
they're not Liverpool, yeah, that's right.
right? So the expectation levels getting adjusted to that, that's completely different.
Hmm.
I also think I mean, I mentioned this. Remember when we talked about this before the season started, and I mentioned that Liverpool was going to struggle because of how bad the defending was. They got away with a lot of things last year.
They did.
They got away with a lot of things last year.
Hmm.
And this year, they're not getting away with the same thing, almost like the Kansas City Chiefs. Not getting away with the same things you got away with last year. So
Hmm.
that's
That's a big issue.
that's what's Liverpool's issue right now. I think they'll have to either shore up some signings. Remember, they lost Leone to a,
Liverpool?
to an injury. The Italian defender they
Yeah,
lost.
yeah, 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 yeah.
They lost Leone, so the defense has been pretty weak. Who knows? Leone might have been the one playing alongside Van Dijk, right? So there's no way to know. There's no way to know that. Now to the next team, the surprise team, Sunderland.
Um,
I think they're hitting their peak, and I'm willing to predict that in their next 5 matches, because of AFCON and losing, I think 6, maybe 7 players from the squad, they're going to drop a lot of points.
I know that Sadiki is not going to be there.
Oh no, they have about 6 players that's not going to be there.
I mean, okay, let's talk about it. Oh, that goalie is going to be there.
All right, let's just look at the game. This is a squad right here.
Okay, so the goalie is going to be there. The back line is going to be there.
Where's Mukiele from?
France.
Okay. Wait, which Mukiele? There's a lot of this is Nordic.
Nordi Mukiele, yeah. France.
All right. So he'll be there.
Shaka will be there. Sadiki won't be
Alab will
there.
be there. He'll be there. He'll
He'll
be
be
there.
there.
Sadiki
Sadiki
won't be
won't be
there.
there. He's the only one that won't be there.
So
And
Traore will
Traore.
be there.
Traore won't be there. Traore won't be there.
Well, all
Traore
right.
won't be there.
So he won't be there. So that's two from
From
the
that
starting
most
11.
recent 11, yeah.
Yeah, two from the most recent 11. Now, the
But
other
it's
ones that are leaving on AFCON will probably be what they're part of the rest of the squad. So
most
they'll
likely.
really be replacing 2 players in the starting 11.
And no, Sadiki is a big L for them. He's their engine because Shaka is immobile. He's the one that does all the ground running. He's going to be a big L for them.
He's been impressive.
Very impressive, very, very impressive. Yeah, like he's a workhorse. He runs tirelessly while Shaka anchors the team. So they're gonna find a way to replace his work rate in the middle, or they're gonna suffer for it.
Right, I agree. I think same as Man United, losing that right side from Man United will hurt. There's no going around it because Mbomo, Ahmad, and Mazraoui, that's a very competent right side. And I think I venture to say more than half of United's attack, or at least United's most dangerous attacks, come from that right side. Left side is not as strong just because whoever's playing wing back on the left side isn't very dynamic. So recently, Dalot has played very well from that left side, but he's no Ahmad, right? So, and Luke Shaw, for some reason, from the left center back position, he's not finding those verticals, those line breaking passes the same way Licha would.
True.
So there's a big thing there. Everton has been playing very well, basic, what you would expect out of a Moyes coached team,
Well,
right?
yeah, I think for all the problems that Everton have, I think one thing about them is they're a very resilient team and they know how to play the big games.
They'll also lose. They're also going to lose in their year to AFCON.
That is massive.
That's a big miss.
And they're going to lose Idrissa.
Who?
Idrissa Gana Gueye.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to
That's
miss
big
him.
as well.
They're going to miss. And Diaye is that loss would be devastating for Everton.
That's a big one. Brighton.
Brighton, unless they fix their defensive issues, they're going to be in the bottom half of the table for a long time.
Brighton reminds me of a knockoff Hansi Flick Barcelona.
High line is high. You just want to high press everything, but Brighton, they don't have any. What's the word? They don't have any resistance to high pressing sides. Like look at Aston Villa's game. You're up 2-0. Villa turns up the heat and you just crumble.
I mean, one thing you would say about them is they're willing to live and die by their style of play.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If you're Brighton and you're in 10th place, almost halfway into the season, I think you're doing pretty okay.
Yeah.
I think you're doing pretty okay.
I mean, they lost who? Pedro and Buonanotte in the summer?
Yes. And they'll be losing Baleba. Baleba is leaving, but Yankuba Minte isn't.
Gambia isn't going to AFCON?
No. Yeah. Yankuba Minte is going to be there. However, I mean, usually this was last year, I'd say Baleba was a big miss, but this season he's actually been benched a lot.
I think they've been using that Gomez from Paraguay a lot more than Baleba.
It's just pretty good.
Oh, Gomez?
Now we'll talk about the next three teams and then we can move on to something else. Because the rest, this next three teams can probably push for a top 8 spot, or between the 6th and the 10th spot. So the distance between, say, let's see, the distance between Crystal Palace and Bournemouth is what? 5 points? Yeah.
Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, 5 points.
5 points. Between Crystal Palace and Bournemouth is 5 points. So everybody's definitely in the mix. Now, I gotta say this. Spurs are bad.
Horrendous.
They're bad. And it annoys me because we almost lost to them. We've been Man United.
And then they're going to lose Pape Matar Sarr. It gets even worse for Spurs.
How about Kudus?
They're going to lose Kudus. They're going to lose Pape Matar Sarr. That they're going to suffer. Like they will go through some serious pain. I mean, they don't use Bissouma anyway.
I mean, it's been riding the bench for a minute now.
But Matar Sarr is a big loss for them. And Kudus.
If I'm to pick anybody to challenge up the table, I'm picking Newcastle.
They show the signs, but Newcastle is they're so bad away from upon time.
I disagree. I don't think they're bad. I think they just don't have the personnel.
When they're away from home, Newcastle is not the same team. They could go to Cardiff like Chelsea did, and Newcastle, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say Newcastle might lose. When they leave their house, they don't know how to kick a football.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
They can, but when you go to their house,
that's pretty
Lord,
that's pretty bad. Okay. Now let's talk about underperforming and overperforming and teams that are just right. We'll start bottom to top. Wolverhampton,
They got to be the most unluckiest team in the world.
unluckiest or they're just bad?
Unlucky.
I
They
disagree. I think they're just bad.
they seldom play bad. They just don't win.
I don't know if they seldom play. I mean,
They
okay, okay,
lost. They lost to Arsenal. Did they play bad?
okay, okay. I can see a few instances. However, if
They
you
saw.
can't if you can't score goals, you can't win.
Yeah, that's true. That is
So
true. I'll give you that. I'll give
that's
you
my
that.
thing. Now,
But
Burnley, they're
Burnley's.
underperforming, I think.
They started.
I think they're much better than what you're showing.
I think it's because the league kind of locked in on Jaden Anthony, and Burnley can figure the way out from there.
Yeah.
Lau Foster is being starved, and Jaden Anthony is getting all the attention like a regular
I
star
like that
player would.
I like the midfielder Ogochukwu. He's good.
Is he alone from Chelsea?
Ogochukwu is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
West Ham United. I think West Ham United they've been bad before this season.
The problem is beyond me. I don't understand because they've had three managers now and they have the same issues.
They've been bad before Nuno.
Well, yeah, because
But
they
they've been
fired.
bad they've been bad even before Graham Potter.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the guy before Potter. Fired him. They brought Potter in. Potter didn't make any improvements. You bring Nuno in. We know
Was
Nuno.
it Moyes after Potter or before Potter?
Moyes before Potter.
Yes, it was
Then
Moyes.
you bring in Potter. Potter brings place at attacking football. Attacking football, you don't win anything. You bring in Nuno, who is a much more pragmatic manager. You're still having the same issues. It might just be the team. I mean, they have some decent players. Sungutu Magasa, very good athletic
No,
midfielder.
but Sungutu Mangasa just got there.
Oh,
You
true.
can't lump him in
No,
with
I'm
he just
saying
came in
that.
from France.
No, that's
You
what I'm
can't
saying. They
lump him
have
in
good
with the rest of
players.
with the rest of the rest of the
They
team.
have good players. They just don't have a good team. I don't know how to explain it because they have Diouf, very good fullback. They have Wan-Bissaka. Individually, he's good. You
Yeah,
know.
but so if you put in a bunch of players who are good at separate things and then you can bridge the gap, that's what you're gonna get. So Wan-Bissaka is an on-ball defender. Defending spaces, terrible. Then you have the likes of Todibo, who are good at defending spaces and they win duels, but on ball, not very good, right? So that makes the mixing and the matching makes them a very inconsistent team. How about
The
Leeds?
Leeds are actually on the up. Lately, their results and performances have been pretty encouraging. They're finally getting in the goals, their strikers at least, because I know lately DCL has been in the goals the last 3 weeks, I want to say. So,
Would you rate them as underperforming,
and I think
performing,
they're performing
overperforming?
fair as expected. It's as expected.
As expected?
They
Okay.
lose the games that they should lose, and they play well in the games you expect them to get a result out of. So it's as expected.
How about Forest, Nottingham Forest?
Or underperforming with the squad you have, the money you spend, the managers you have. You shouldn't be in the bottom
At the
half.
beginning of the season till a couple of weeks ago, underperforming. Now they're just performing.
Now they just, yeah, now they just, yeah. I think that's pretty accurate because first been
Now
16th,
they're just performing.
no,
Yeah, Brentford. I picked them to relegate. I could still be right. However, they've impressed me so far.
they've been pretty good. Brentford has
They've
been pretty
impressed so
good.
far. So I'd say because of where I had them preseason, I'd say
Overperforming.
they're overperforming.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about fair. That's about where I had them. It's about
Okay.
fair.
Fulham for me is underperforming.
Same. Yes, same. But with Fulham underperforming, yeah, because everything is overperforming. So when I compare and contrast, yeah, Fulham is underperforming.
How about Bournemouth?
Ooh. It's not. Nah,
I
they're just
think they're just.
performing.
I think for Bournemouth.